You're about to find out why Newcastle might shock everyone and completely change the future of our attack. But before we get to this bombshell about the Magpies' new target, a player who scored more non-penalty goals than anyone in the Premier League, there are two important stories you need to hear. So stick with me till the end, because the last one is going to blow your mind. Let's dive in, because today's video is on fire. Our News 1, a legend says goodbye when Davies passes away at 83. We start today's video with one of those stories that really hits the heart of every Newcastle supporter. Wyn Davies has passed away at the age of 83, and his name means far more than just stats or trophies. Wyn was, and always will be, a true legend of the famous Newcastle number 9 shirt, a symbol of grit, passion, and pure love for the club. He wore the black and white in 215 matches and scored 53 goals. But more than the numbers, he carved his name in history as part of Joe Harvey's magical team that lifted the FA Cup in 1969, still Newcastle's biggest European title to this day. Nicknamed The Leap, Wyn Davies struck fear into defenders thanks to his incredible ability to leap higher than anyone else. His aerial dominance became his trademark and left unforgettable memories for those lucky enough to watch him play. And that love from the fans? It never faded. Just look at what happened on his 80th birthday 3 years ago. Supporters came together to pay him a touching tribute. He was gifted a stunning painting, celebrating that famous goal against Liverpool in 1969, a moment that proves he lived on in the hearts and minds of the Toon Army. Beyond Newcastle, Wyn also left his mark at some of Britain's biggest clubs. He played for Wrexham, Blackpool, Manchester United, Manchester City, and Bolton Wanderers, where he eventually settled after his playing days. And he proudly wore the Wales shirt too, earning 34 caps and scoring 6 goals over the course of a decade. Even after retiring, Wyn lived a humble life, working as a baker in Bolton. But the love from Newcastle fans never changed. Wherever there was a Magpie fan, there was respect and admiration for what he stood for. The Football Association of Wales released an official statement mourning his passing, highlighting his importance to Welsh football and to the sport as a whole. Wyn Davies was more than a player. He was a symbol of a generation, of a golden era, and of a Newcastle United that once dreamed big in Europe. Today, the black and white family says farewell, with tears in our eyes but hearts full of pride, for having had a hero like him wear our colours. Rest in peace, Wyn Davies. Thank you for everything you gave to Newcastle United. News 2, Longstaff on the move, lead seal £15 million deal for midfielder. Alright, time to talk about a goodbye that's been in the air for a while now. But even so, this one hits home for the fans. Sean Longstaff is packing his bags. The midfielder, born in North Shields and raised through the corridors of Benton, is leaving Newcastle United. He's already in Leeds, undergoing his medical at their training ground, and the deal's been sealed for £15 million. This marks the end of a journey that started way back when he was just 9 years old. A local lad, dreaming of playing for the club he loved, and he actually lived that dream. Longstaff is one of those rare cases in modern football, a homegrown talent who made it to the first team and carved his name into unforgettable moments. But his path had it all. In 2022, he nearly left the club for just £1 million after a rough spell under Steve Bruce. He was struggling, low on confidence, and looked completely out of the picture. Then Eddie Howe arrived, and everything changed. Under Howe, Longstaff was reborn. He became a key player during one of Newcastle's best seasons in recent history. He started huge games, scored the 3rd goal in that legendary 4-1 thrashing of PSG in the Champions League group stage, featured in the historic win over Sunderland, and helped the team reach the League Cup final at Wembley. It was an incredible comeback story. He went from nearly being offloaded to becoming a respected local hero. But in football, things move fast. Competition in midfield got tough, with Sandro Tonali arriving, Bruno Guimaraes bossing the centre, and Joe Linton locking in his spot. Longstaff's game time started to fade. In recent months, he pretty much vanished from the starting 11. He hadn't started a Premier League match since December. Even Eddie Howe, in recent interviews, hinted that Longstaff's future at the club was uncertain, which is rare coming from a manager who's always backed the academy lads. And now, with a deal done, that chapter officially closes. Longstaff will become a Leeds United player, with a Yorkshire club preparing for life back in the Premier League in 2025-26. The transfer include performance-related clauses that could bump the fee even higher, and it all goes down as pure profit for Newcastle, a big help when it comes to the club's financial fair play balance. But Longstaff's exit creates another headache. He was the only academy graduate over the age of 21 who met UEFA's requirements to be registered for the Champions League. According to the rules, clubs need at least 4 players trained at the club, and without Longstaff, Newcastle falls short. That means the club will have to submit a Champions League squad with 1 less player, which could be a big blow when the season hits crunch time. Still, the decision's been made. Longstaff chose to leave now, bringing in some money for the club, instead of running down his contract and walking for free next summer. It's a move that shows class, professionalism, and loyalty to the club that raised him. This goodbye stings, not just because of what he brought on the pitch, but because of what he stood for. A local boy who made the dream come true, wore the black and white shirt with pride, and leaves behind an incredible story of resilience. Best of luck, Longstaff. The Newcastle fans will remember everything you gave us, and who knows, maybe one day the doors of St. James Park will open for you again. News 3. Bombshell. Newcastle make Yoane Wissa their top target. Right then, it's time for the main headline, the one you saw on the thumbnail, in the title, and the one that's got Newcastle fans everywhere stopping what they are doing to pay attention. The club has already switched gears, with talks for Hugo Ekitike now practically over, and the dream of signing the young Frenchman from PSG slipping away. Newcastle United have now set their sights on a brand new top priority in the market, Yoane Wissa, forward for Brentford. And make no mistake, this is no ordinary name. Wissa was simply one of the most decisive players in the Premier League last season. He scored 19 goals in the 2024-25 campaign, and the most impressive bit, not a single one was a penalty. That's right. While many top scorers rely on the spot kick, Wissa showed he gets it done in open play. He was the league's top non-penalty scorer, an achievement that earned him serious respect across the division. And Newcastle fans already know his name well. In the last 4 matches between the Magpies and Brentford, Wissa found the net 3 times. On top of that, he was the one who won the penalty that led to Mbumo's goal in that tight 2-1 win for Newcastle back in April. In short, this guy's always caused trouble for us. According to the well-respected journalist David Ornstein from The Athletic, Newcastle are already laying the groundwork to make an official bid. There's been no direct contact with Brentford yet, but that's only a matter of time. And it won't be enough to convince the club. The board will also need to persuade the player himself that Newcastle's project is more attractive than the other offers on the table, including interest from Tottenham, who are also keeping a close eye on him. Wissa, who's originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo, is 28 years old and right in his physical and technical prime. He's under contract with Brentford until 2026, with the option to extend for 1 more year, meaning any club wanting to sign him will need to bring serious money to the table. In fact, Nottingham Forest already tried to sign him, but their bid was turned down. That just shows how high Brentford's demands are, and to land this star, it's going to take a hefty offer. And Newcastle are ready to do just that. After seeing the Ekitike deal stall despite offering €80 million, the club now sees Wissa as a safer bet. He's already adapted to English football, knows the pace of the Premier League, has a proven goal-scoring record, and can deliver from day one. That's why, right now, Wissa is at the very top of Newcastle's attacking wish list. Could we be looking at the new number 9 for the Magpies? Could Wissa pull on the black and white shirt and take on the responsibility of being Eddie Howe's main man up front? Behind the scenes, things are already heating up, and this transfer saga promises some big twists in the coming days. So keep your eyes peeled. This story is only just beginning, and it could completely reshape Newcastle's attack for next season. Now then, which of today's stories caught you most by surprise? The emotional farewell to Wyn Davies? Sean Longstaff's possible departure, which could even affect our Champions League run? Or this Wissa twist that might change everything in attack? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I really want to know what you think. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a single bombshell this transfer window. See you in the next video. Take care.